Welcome to Positive Outcomes, where leaders turn hard-won experience into income, impact, and freedom.
Hi, everyone. As usual, I am super excited. We're here again, another amazing show at Positive Outcomes. We are here to talk to professionals and leaders and anyone how we can use our expertise, our experience to generate impact, income, and freedom. So welcome to another episode of Positive Outcomes. And of course, we are so excited with our guest today. We're going to have an amazing time. We're going to have an amazing show. So sit back, have your tea, call your friends, share the link, and let us come and learn and grow together. Because I always come with an open mind, ready to learn, ready to grow. Let me talk about our guest today. Today's guest is Dahlia, which I love her name so much. She is a transformation bridge specialist who guides leaders and organizations through the intersection of technological innovation and human empowerment. Two skills that are vitally important in today's age: technological innovation and human empowerment. With over 20 years of leadership experience as vice president at the United Residential Management, she has mastered the art of implementing cutting-edge technology while nurturing authentic human connection and growth. As an NAA delegate and Columbus Apartment Association board members, Dalia is committed to helping leaders embrace both AI and human-centered leadership so that organizations can thrive in times of change. So amazing. Dalia, you are welcome to Positive Outcomes.
Oh, well, thank you. That was quite the welcome. I'm very appreciative of it and happy to be here.
No, that is exactly what we need right now, what you're doing, because I'm myself sitting here, I'm very confused between the tech world, the human world, and how to blend it. So this is what we need to hear today. So
Funny
thank you
thing
so
is,
much.
I didn't realize that this is where my life would lead me. I didn't know that that was a thing. And then I realized as I continue to do speaking engagements, as I continue to implement tech, having a master's degree in psychology really does help understand the human element of it, but it really does come down to the people. And AI is not here to replace people. It is here to replace tasks, not people.
Oh, I
And that's where the human empowerment portion comes into play, is if you identify so strongly with your tasks as being who you are, you've missed the complete boat of what you're here on earth offering altogether. You're supposed to use technology to help you to fulfill your time on doing whatever tasks that were draining you so that you can actually lean in to what your soul's calling really is.
right.
That's what I'm about.
That's amazing. So you've spent over 20 years at a VP level, right? Before we go down, what really drew you into leadership?
Okay, so that's another thing where I think some people get drawn into it and some people were just born like that. And I'm one of the latter. I was just born like this. I am a natural leader. I'm a natural stand up for the underdog, natural fight for what's right. It just is innate in my DNA. That's who I am as a human. And when I came into leadership, turns out somehow between corporates and the people that get the work done. So sometimes it's still in a corporate setting, sometimes that's fragmented. In my world, I work in real estate. I'm in multifamily, both commercial and multifamily. So we have on-site teams and then we have corporate level teams. There is a huge disconnect between the two. And I find that doesn't need to exist if people just came at it with understanding. So I'm more of an advocate than anything. And that's how the natural leadership sort of fell into play. I'm a voice for the voiceless, a space for that area of people. So I wish I could take credit for growing into being a leader, but
Right.
honestly, I've always been this way, even as a child.
Right. I love that. And the fact that you said some people are just they're born leaders. And also you can also learn the skill of leadership.
can.
But yours is where you were actually, you just knew it. Like maybe you're home. I'm sure if I ask you about when you were home as a baby, you used to do this, you used to do that, right? So that you were born. So with that in mind, how did you discover that and your strength in leadership had to do with bridging technology in human beings? Because it takes processes and experiences to get to that place, right? What led you there?
I approach it trying to understand. If you have any sort of scientific reasoning at all, you approach a problem first by understanding it. Now, what we're seeing is this huge technological boom, especially since ChatGPT dropped everything right back in December of 22 and made AI available for everybody. Once that happened and people started really adopting it, it really created this weird divide where either you shy away from it because it's too much to learn just to grow, it's just too much, or you're like kind of a nerd like me and you lean into it and you want to learn more. So I dove headfirst and started to learn about AI, all the different levels of AI, integration levels. Then I took a step back because I also train in my company. My title is literally VP of stuff because I do too many things to peg into a corner.
Yep,
So
stop. I like that.
one of the things I do is train, and that's a privilege because then I get
Yes.
to see where people are missing the mark. And what I learned was it comes down to actually understanding what the tech does. So now I sit down and I break down the methodologies behind why it's there and what it's supposed to do and help them understand how to troubleshoot from an actual perspective versus it being a problem or actually is the human issue. Funny part is anybody that sits in an IT role that takes on tickets will tell you what I also experience is 90% of the time it's a human issue. They're not using the technology properly. Instead of getting frustrated about it, I turned around and decided, let me help bridge that gap. I'm a natural leader, so problem solver. So I turned around and said, let me hold your hand. And I have a huge level of empathy. Let me hold your hand to understand what's not making sense. And maybe you're right. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm very open minded. Like you said, you are in the beginning of this call, being very open minded to being wrong yourself
Right.
helps you understand from their perspective and helps you coach them that way. So I like to sit down with people one-on-one if I can. Group settings are usually what I end up in, and I just ask them, show me physically what you're looking at and let me help you understand what's supposed to be happening and how to work with it. So that level of understanding, that common of level of understanding and wanting to understand from their
Mhm.
perspective, not just being angry that it's not working, actually wanting to understand. Because I
Yeah.
promise you, the people that built this tech want it to work too. It isn't us versus them. This mentality of diverse, what is the word where you're just separating everybody? That's
Mhm.
not what this is about. This is supposed to unify
Right.
everybody.
It's not exclusion, it's inclusion. So, guys, Dalia has dropped a couple of nuggets, and you guys know leadership is so near and dear to my heart because that's what I've been dealing with for 20 years. She's an advocate, she's a problem solver, she is an empath. And in any situation, she goes in looking for the opportunity to fix it. Okay, so let's take that notes and put it on the side because I told you we're gonna have a lot of notes. I'm taking my notes because I come to this show ready to learn and grow. So we want to write down that. I'm curious to find out from you, Dalia. Did you take any classes for technology or extra leadership classes? How did you get to this expertise level? Like, what are some of the things that you did?
Oh, yeah. I'm a nerd by nature. So I literally put myself through the Google course certifications. I found out Zapier also has certifications that you can go through to learn. I went through the Microsoft Power Automate course. I went through the make.com. And this is what I do for that's literally what I do on my spare time is I learn workflows and automation. That's for fun. The leadership courses, the funny thing is I actually create them. I didn't attend them. I attended psychology, right? I got my master's degree in psychology. I've always come from at human nature. I've studied it again from birth. It's a natural thing of mine to be very curious about why people choose to do what they do. Because seriously, everything in life is a choice. And the more that you understand that, somebody said we make something like 60,000 choices a day. A day. You chose when to wake up. Sure, your alarm got off, but did you choose to wake up when it woke you up? That was choice number one. There's so many choices that you make throughout a day. So if you just choose to understand why people make those choices, you can understand their level of thinking to also then understand their level of understanding and adoption in turn. And so I just sort of married the two. I don't know that I'm sure there are courses out there that marry the two, but if not, I'll create it. But there are, I'm sure there are.
I love that.
I'm sure there are, but it's truly just about that human connection and wanting to help people understand.
So, guys, learning is growing. If you're not learning, you're digressing, you're going back. And I love the way she said it. She didn't wait for her boss to say, hey, can you take this class? Or the company say, oh, everybody needs this certification. Or she is just, it's in her. Like that's her passion. We talk about your passion, your calling, and using it to make impact and money. So that's why when she's doing it, she doesn't feel like she's working because she's working in her purpose, she's working in her passion, and she's doing it effortlessly and she's enjoying it. So we are all coming here to learn what is that thing that you love to do effortlessly, consistently, and you love to do it. That is the path to your impact freedom. Okay. So I love that. But let's go back to her because this is a lot of nuggets. We've talked about learning. That's one of the nuggets she talked about. Now, please talk to us about some of the biggest challenges that you face earlier in your role and how you rose above them.
It's a great question. All of your questions are great. That one is one that keeps coming up and has come up in almost every conversation I've had in the last week. What were some of the struggles, not just me, but other people in my same role deal with? And what we deal with is combative people that don't want to progress. We deal with people that sit at a higher position or at some sort of a decision level area. Maybe they're in the same level, but no company makes decisions off of one person. It's usually a group of people. And there is a strong group of people that are very vehement to stay and stick with the old ways because it's what they understand. At the core of it, again, I like learning and I like human behavior. I understand that that really is derived from fear of change. They're afraid of what they don't know, and they're afraid that if they did or if they learned what it did, that it might replace them.
Right.
And again, that is not what this is supposed to be doing. But if you won't know unless you go out and learn. But my biggest obstacle has been in educating that level of person. And I can tell you, I'm not the only one that does it. I know other leaders in the same role as me that will literally hold these people's hands to get them to understand how powerful technology can be for them, not against them. And that's what I do. I literally sit down and help them understand. Problem is, you're going to come across people that really just don't want to learn. And that's okay too. It's okay if they don't want to learn, but don't waste your energy on that. There are plenty of people on this planet that want that type of knowledge. It shouldn't deter you from pursuing your passion. Just accept the no's and go walk towards the yeses.
Wow, that is just, you said it so perfectly well. Because there is this fear that just talking to people every day that I hear that they're afraid that AI or technology is coming to take their job, but you said it is coming to help you take their job. And also, please have an open mind to you see, people really want to help us. People want to grow us. They have a good intent. They're
Yes.
authentic. So we need to, there's some perception that they're coming to do this to take. It's not the case. All right. Now, let me ask you this question, right? You describe yourself as a transformation reach specialist. I love the three words put together. I have to say that. Can you share a story where you had to bring technology and people together in a way that changed outcomes? Remember, this is a positive outcome show, right? So we're all outcome driven, right? Can you share a scenario, story where you had to put the technology and the people together to come towards a positive outcome?
Yeah, I have a more personal one and a professional one. The professional one is I rolled out this huge AI assistant and I piloted it at 4 of our properties that affected about 30 people, 30 on-site team members. And within the first month of piloting it, it netted so many more tours, so many more conversations, and such a relief that I got pummeled by the next level of managers up asking me to roll it out company wide because it alleviated a lot of the back and forth. I don't know how many phone calls and text messages you can physically make a day, but an AI could make multiple and speak multiple languages and do all those touch points while feeding it back to you, being the professional. That's a great example of how if you use it, it'll help you and net you a positive outcome. So in turn, they ended up gaining more tours, more occupancy, and in turn, more revenue. Personally, I had a friend whose partner was recently diagnosed with cancer. And they were really struggling because they're not in the medical field. They don't understand how to interpret that data. I shared that I personally use Claude, which is by Anthropic, on my phone. That app is on my phone, which is ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok, all of them. Doesn't matter. Pick one that you vibe with and go with that. For me, it's Claude. I call him my French boyfriend. And I told her, take those results, drop them in there, and ask for an analysis, and then ask how you would interpret that so it can give you peace of mind. Because to me, that is when people say knowledge is power. That's what it means. It means the more you know and the more you can understand, the more at peace you can be understanding what it is. And so she did that, and ever since then, Claude's become her new French boyfriend, and she's dropping in information about these test results and what to expect to give her peace of mind moving forward. So that's a way. And this person, by the way, was very averse to adopting any technology, literally judged me harshly for using technology, and now all of a sudden is an avid user.
Wow. That is just so amazing. So, Dalia, just talk to our viewers right now, our listeners right now about AI. Because you're coming from a perspective that I am a medical professional. And the way you explained it, I think it would not only help me, but it will help the patients that we all take care of. So, I know a lot of mindsets about AI, the do's, the don't, and they like it and they don't like it. Just flow your genuine thought about this revolution of AI and people.
I think that this is so disruptive to our society, but in a positive way. I think that a lot of jobs will get lost. But again, it's not jobs, it's tasks. And if people can embrace what I think is happening now is the age of creativity. It is the age of your generalists. It's the age of no longer necessarily having a single specialty, but the age of how creative can you be for your own life? And that is the life that you can literally construct because of AI. You don't need, that's not a barrier of entry. It's literally your tool to enter. And once people start to understand that, once people start to grasp that, you're going to see, I would argue, the world globally change. Now, if we could get the water usage under control, I think that would be really, really good, because we're not trying to destroy our environment on top of it, but the power that this has to actually unite people. I mean, look at language barriers, for instance.
Yes.
People not knowing other languages. Now you have earpieces, you have Google Translate on your phone. It's completely free.
Yes.
All you have to do is open it and use it, and now you can go anywhere in the world and communicate with anyone in the world. Language is no longer a barrier, which is usually that big barrier to keep people. There's no excuse anymore to why you can't try to learn somebody else's reality. Your reality should exist, but understand that everybody's reality also exists in equal capacity. And if you just learn how to communicate and use AI as your tool to entry as opposed to barrier, holy heck in a handbag. I'm telling you, this world will change, and it already is.
So amazing. So amazing the way you're saying it, and also that awareness that is there, and that acceptance that is there to help us and to use it is such a powerful tool if we can just embrace it, and then if we can just work with it. Talking to leaders every day on this show, as you know, many leaders fear that AI and technician and the tech world, and you've said it, and that's why you're here, will replace the human touch.
No.
But you've said it again that from what you've explained, we're viewing it from another perspective, and you're already seeing that differently. But I will tell you that I've been here with leaders and vice presidents, CEOs they're like really concerned about their engagement scores, their Gallup scores, this analysis, because they feel like a lot of things are being done by AI. How can you help leaders like that incorporate or embrace the human touch? I know that's what you're doing. I'm trying to phrase the sentence where they're not so concerned about the human touch, where they can still use the AI and still have that impact, that engagement scores that they're worried about with their team members.
They're using old reporting to try to analyze new ways of working. That is problem number one. If you look at engagement scores just being touch points, yes, AI is going to look like it's touching everything, but I'm telling you right now, no AI is actually human and can replace humans. That's not how this works. You can't pick up a phone, and even when you engage with voice AI, you can tell that it's voice AI. It's not, and if you can't, really feel bad. Maybe you can't. I don't want to judge here. Maybe you can't. But if it does not replace the empathy that humans have, truly that soft skills, that level of understanding, that human connection, no AI can replace that. All it's doing is it's taking away those types of tasks, which are still captured on those reporting, which is why I say you're using old reporting to gauge new stuff. If you really want to know the sentiment of your human interaction, it's going to show in different levels of reporting. For instance, in my world in multifamily, we're going to look at it now from a retention standpoint and your reviews, because no AI is going to write reviews for you. If they are, that's just bad business. But if you look at your reviews, that's left by humans talking about what they felt at your property. So if you pay more attention and lean more into those reviews left on your company's thing, there's where you can find your gaps in where your human interaction is. Plus your retention, your customer retention rate. How often are they actually staying with you? Or if you have a shop shopping with you. In my world, it's how often and how long do they stay at our communities? That's going to tell you your effectiveness of your humans that are on your site, not your touch points. You can't hold your humans to the touch points that AI is taking over. You have to change your reporting in order to understand that and really understand your processes and where your humans fall into that. But that will make or break your business is actually the humans, not the AI.
Love it. Do you know any, apart from the ones that we know that we use for assessments, is there any tool that we have that has incorporated the AI technology in mind that we can share with the viewers, the listeners? Because the ones that I know right now, I don't think they have AI in mind in the assessments.
Likely not. But here's the thing about AI is that you can literally build your own tools proprietary to you and whatever metrics matter most. And that's where my being the bridge transformation person comes into play is I would help you literally redefine what those metrics are and find reporting or build reporting that work better for you, that pull real life data, in time data, so that way you can actually know the effectiveness of your business. And I really do think it's what's going to set businesses apart from now, because look at your consumers. Look at the people that are buying your products, regardless if it's a service or a product, they're already using agentic AI. All of them are. So if you're not prepping for that and then being able to look at your metrics for that, you will be behind the eight ball. So I'm not trying to scare anybody. What I'm trying to say is I know I'm not the only one out there that does this, but you can build your own tools. There are over 10,000 different prop tech companies out there that can do this stuff for you, but there is no reason you can't do it yourself. Personally, I use a combination of Google Sheets. I'm a big fan of the Google Workspace because you can automate everything from there. I don't use Gemini, though, to be fair. I go to make.com. Make.com in itself, first of all, has a free tier. All of everything I just said, free tier. And you can literally use templated automations that they already have. All you have to do is enter your credentials, tell them what you want to pull, and it'll create the report for you. So if you use Google or Microsoft, both can plug into make.com. You can create your own reporting and your own metrics. But I would focus them on retention and that type of engagement, like reviews, as opposed to touch points. I would still look at my touch points like I do today, but I'm not holding my humans accountable for all those touch points. That's the difference. I'm holding AI accountable to those touch points, but I'm holding the humans accountable for the social media posting, the reviews and the reputation of the property, because that's the word of mouth. That's going to matter more. That's your brand, not what AI is doing.
That is really a learning moment for all of us here. And do you do this for your company, or you also have a company that in case someone wants to get a hold of you and help you help their company, do you do that?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, nerd by nature. So I do it for my own company, but I can only do so much with them because we have other tools and other metrics and other lenders that we have to respond to. So I can't always affect all of that. Again, sometimes you deal with people that are combative to change, and that's okay. So that's why I started my consultancy, which is Direct Path Solutions. And from there, I help people do whatever they want, train, build. I do speaking so that I can help people feel more comfortable using it. See, the
Yes.
thing is, when you know the humans you're working with, you're going to find nerds by nature that work at your company that you don't know. They're playing around left and right with AI tools on, but you wouldn't know it because you didn't talk and meet with them possibly. And this is where I'm really good at whittling it out for people. So I do that on my own through Direct Path Solutions. So if anybody wanted to contact me and need help, super easy to find me. I think I'm all over the place. But then also through Direct Path Solutions, I can easily help anybody.
So directpathsolution.com
Yep,
or go to your LinkedIn page.
directpathsolutions.com.
Okay.
And my email is my first name, so Dalia, Dalia, at directpathsolutions.com. Easy to
Perfect.
get me there. I tried very hard to make everything super ultra affordable because my whole goal is to help the world embrace
Yes.
both, because it's not one or the other, it is both.
And that's the name. You can see it on the screen. Easy to find. Please, because I think we all will benefit from her services. So, Dania, talk to us again because this is a lot of change happening in the world right now. And how have you been so successful guiding your team through like a time of uncertainty and change? Because change is something, like you said earlier, people are fighting it. People are uncertain. What is happening here? Talk to us about some tools and strategies and some of the things that you've done to guide your team through uncertainty and change.
First thing to do is to be quiet, sit down and listen. Listen to your team and listen to what they're saying, and then read between the lines. Understand where the fear is actually coming from. And then find your champions. There's always going to be some champion or two within your organization that does want to adopt it. You're going to lean in on them. But then once you understand what people are struggling with when it comes to the change, usually fear, you're going to explain the tool that you have in their terms and help them understand the benefit that they will gain in using this. So if they for instance, my company, either one really, because I've trained on this on both, number one goal isn't to get them to understand all of the tech, because people only retain about 10% of what they hear the first time around. My ultimate goal is to just get them comfortable with touching it. Just get comfortable with playing in the system and know that I'm a lifeline. I literally offer myself as a lifeline. So when you get stuck, when you get lost, when you're like, ooh, I've gone down this rabbit hole too far, I don't know where I've gone, you call me. And then I will literally sit there on Teams or phone, or I'll fly out to see you and walk you through what you're seeing. I'll set up your dashboard for you so it shows you exactly what you want it to see. It's just about understanding what each person needs and then customizing it to that, whether it's learning or an actual tool. You can just, if you just listen to what people need, I promise you, you will hear exactly what they're saying. You just have to stop, you yourself have to stop being so combative, not you, but like one, stop being so combative to being like, no, I'm rolling this out regardless, and I don't care how you feel about it. That's not a way to do it. That's just not a way to do it. Yes, it'll help you, and you as business owners and VPs and all of that, we see the value. But if you really want adoption from your team, you have to first approach it from a sense of understanding and alleviate the fear of you're not losing your job. I'm just asking you to do more of what you love. Lean more into being that human. Because how much more fun is it to throw a party on site than it is to worry about a metric?
Say that again. Say that again. It's so amazing. Be quiet and listen.
Yeah.
And listen. I mean, when you listen to understand, not to really respond, you actually solve a lot of problems that you're more proactive than reactive, put it that way.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to their concerns, you're listening to their fears, you're listening to their issues, you're listening to their questions. And when you're talking to them, you're addressing all those things so that, and like you said it perfectly, collaboration. It's not me do this, I'm the head and you're there, I'm the boss, it's the title. No, it's just really working in collaboration with them. And I think that with those, change will be a little bit more easier. I think it's the way we are approaching our team members when it comes to change. So again, for professionals that are listening to us right now and who feel like they're really stuck in the role, they have the expertise like you're working now and you have this expertise and you're the VP of stuff and you can go out and do stuff. But there are professionals that they have the skills, they have the knowledge, they have the expertise, but they feel like they're stuck in the corporate wall. They're dreaming of more. They feel like they're just overlooked, they're overwhelmed. What is the first step? What first step would you tell them to even take? How would they start to be in the place of living their passion and enjoying like what you're doing?
I mean, first of all, I see you and I hear you, because that's how I have felt for years. And if it wasn't for the AI thing and the technology revolution, I might still be there. But for me, it was an aha moment. And okay, if you are being overlooked, if you are being not, you don't feel fulfilled in your day to day corporate life, and if you're like me and you want it all right now, that won't work. You have to take little steps to get there. So whatever feels most comfortable for you, but do something that brings you joy. For me, that's the learning. That's when I started, okay, let me dabble into technology and innovation and see what's out there and give myself that knowledge, because knowledge is your freedom. As much as you're willing to learn and spend a little bit more time on your passion projects, then you'll be good. Maybe your passion is speaking. Join local networks that go around town. Honestly, networking is huge too, but join local networks. It's either free or costs nothing. Yes, it's on your free time and it's going to eat into your free time to be able to do that. But taking the baby steps, as long as you take little steps forward, you'll look back in a year and go, how did I get here? Because by the time a year ends, if you took one step every day for an entire year, it's 365 steps towards your goal, towards your freedom. Why wouldn't you do that? If it's one baby step, maybe it's one little course, maybe it's 10 minutes reading a book, maybe it's going to that networking event, but just getting a little bit more creative, because you have to really want your life to change
Yep.
in order to change it. If you don't want it to, and you do enjoy that kind of level of misery, that's an option too. But I'm just not that way, and I don't think people listening to your podcast would be that way. I think that it's more about taking baby steps and not expecting results immediately. Don't expect things to happen overnight. Oh my gosh, all these overnight successes, that's not a thing. Nothing ever happened overnight. It's baby steps until you no longer recognize where you were, and by gosh, you will have grown so much anyway. And you'll become invaluable to yourself and maybe even start seeing your own worth a bit different. And now what you bring to the table is a bit different. And maybe your company won't recognize it, and that's just fine too, because there are many other companies that will, or start your own. Either way, start something. Start small and take those baby steps.
Amazing, 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 amazing. If you take one step a day, you're going to take 365 steps in a whole year. And I'm sure you're going to go from point A, not to point B.
Oh, yeah.
So start slow and just start. Just start, just start. It's not going to be overnight. You're going to work hard for it. Maybe take some classes, take some courses, but just get started. That is so amazing. What excites you about the future, or what's coming up for you?
Truly, and this might be unsettling for people, what excites me the most is that I have no idea, is the unknown. I don't know what the future's going to be. I have no idea what tomorrow's going to be. I'm not sure I'll even be alive. But I'm very excited to see what's to come. I'm more excited about what I don't know than what I do.
Is super powerful because everybody wants to be in the know.
Yeah. In the know of what though?
In the know of what? In the know of what? Just allow and enjoy. Allow and be grateful for the moment.
Exactly.
Good nugget for us today, guys. Just allow and be grateful. Practice gratitude for the moment, every second, every moment. Just allow. And don't worry so much about tomorrow, because it's going to be okay. That's
is.
almost for sure.
Yay.
I love that so much, Dalia. Thank you so much. So, positive outcome, we always ask you one life lesson that you can share with us. We always take that lesson seriously, and that is going to take us to a positive outcomes.
I lived, and I have for quite some time, by one rule. I mean, a lot of rules, but one main rule. And it's one I even pass to my own kids. It's on a poster in the middle of my living room, so you see it every day. And it is a Gandhi quote. And it is to be the change. If you want the world to change, it starts with you. And if you don't be that change, who are you waiting to make that change? That's ridiculous. You have to literally be it, and it'll become it, because you are literally inciting that change in everybody. I have never had an interaction, in my opinion, with a stranger, because they all become fast friends. They just do, because I am trying to build that connection with everybody I come in contact with, because that is the change I want to incite. I want people to feel more unified, more unity in the world, more common understanding, because we all have a lot more in common than we do have differences. Celebrate the differences, for sure. None of us are the same. That's actually part of the fun part of it. But find the common ground so that you can relate to one another and be that change. Don't wait for change, be it.
Be that change. Do not wait for change. Go ahead and do it. I told you guys that it was supposed to be 30 minutes, but we can go the whole day because the content is just amazing. A lot of nuggets here. Be the change. Go to Google, go to make.com, learn, grow yourself, and just allow, and step out with faith one step at a time. Well, Dahlia, thank you so much for coming. It was such an amazing show. I'm sure you're going to hear some feedback. I'm going to let you know. And you want to share information one more time so that they can have it. And her name is on the screen and it's easy to find. Just type that name right now. It's going to come up. But you just want to share one more time and how people can get a hold of you.
Yeah. First of all, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. My email is probably the best way to contact me, which is Dalia, Dalia, at directpathsolutions.com. It's the easiest way to get a hold of me. I don't miss an email, and I'd be happy to help anybody out.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one. Remember to share. So everyone will come and get this nuggets that we shared today. Okay. Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to Positive Outcomes. Follow the show and share this episode to inspire someone's next chapter.